welcome on the show. Welcome. Good to see Heidi. Heidi, you look a little tired. Am I right?
Actually, I was tired, but I had a nap.
Ah, good one.
So I
Ah,
just woke up from a nap. So I'm feeling refreshed, but still haven't yet had a tea or a coffee or anything. So it's okay.
wow. Well, that's good. It's good to have a nap. I haven't been able to have a nap.
I know.
Yeah, I will tell you what I've done. It's crazy. But anyway, welcome everyone if you are joining us, and good to have you on the show again. And thank you for the feedback we had from last week. It's been an amazing journey. But yeah, I went today to go and do my facial. And
Lovely.
yeah, and I did the laser thing. I've been doing because I got a package of that. I never used to like laser. I thought maybe it's a saying. Then I discovered that no, yeah, because
Why?
I thought all these things is like Botox, all these things but I didn't know that you could do it. But I start to have the hair, gray hair here, and like I don't want to be a man. What's this? And it's giving me a lot of headache. I actually need to research on how to get it permanent. This laser thing, I think I might have had maybe 10 sessions, but I thought it was gonna go in and kill it all together, but it's not. You
Oh.
worked in the clinic before, yeah? And is there a way of getting rid of the thing permanently after 10 sessions?
Um, yes. So sometimes because the hair is gray, it's not black.
That's what they say.
It doesn't work.
Ah,
You need to use electrolysis.
okay,
So there is a different procedure if the hair is gray and it's not black anymore.
okay. I was
Mm,
told. I should have consulted you anyway before I went and
okay.
consulted people outside and pay my money outside. Anyway, yeah, that's me and preparing for African celebration tonight. It's gonna be another amazing night. Looking forward to
I
that.
want to ask you a question around the African celebration. So, after COVID, when that started, is it full on back and now, and people are coming to church, attending, and everything?
Full on, yeah.
Okay, so back to normal.
Back to normal. Yeah. We're back
Okay,
now
that's good.
for about 4 months or so. You've been back.
Yeah, I know. I mean, people are still going to church now the same way exactly that before COVID.
Exactly. Good question. We've been very blessed actually with our church. We're actually increasing in number. We're one of the very few churches that is come back in terms of the number, really. I was told some churches are even shutting down now and just going back online. Few things are happening, but the Keep Church is very blessed. Very,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. We're lucky. But Heidi, tell us about you. I saw
I'm
your
good.
Facebook post, and
Yes.
what a lengthy epistle you wrote. I'm like, somebody is on fire here.
I was
So,
actually, I was pissed off exactly like that. I attended this TV interview with this really, she has so many followers, this lady. Okay, like at least there's 18 million people follow her
what?
in the Arabic world. Yes, and she talks. Her show is all about women and
Mhm,
women only.
mhm.
So that's the name of the show. um, Her only. She's talking about her only, and that's the name of the show. And she interviews people all the time, and she talks about different issues and different topics. And her last week one, she said this. She said, "Men get sweeter, or they get more like handsome and beautiful when they are in love, and women do that when they are divorced."
What?
And she was backing herself up with different examples and different stories and all of that. Look, the concept itself is completely entirely codependent. That's a sick
Wow.
mentality.
So not that every human being is an entity. I, I love. She's very confused to say women are more beautiful when they divorced. Where did she get
Yeah.
her statistics from?
So we get, so this is what she said, oh, what this lady, she's getting more beautiful. She must be, she must have got divorced. She's going through a midlife crisis. She's having a haircut. You know, this is where the idea comes from, basically.
I would think maybe she'll say that in the context of when women are not married, they have possibility of being more flourishing. That is
I like
possible.
that.
That is maybe that's what she said, but not more well, they're more beautiful because then you don't need to think about anybody else. You think about yourself. You can pack your bag and you're there in Hawaii. You can pack, like you just, there's no pressure. When
Yeah.
you're married, a woman particularly, we carry so much, even more than is expected of us. Sometimes we carry the house, we carry the husband, you carry the children, you just carry everybody. And
Yes.
so you're not likely going to be as beautiful as you should. And I know what I'm saying because sometimes I'm coming home at night and my husband he wants to watch the news. I can't watch news when the kids haven't eaten. I can't watch news when my kitchen is dirty. So then I work too much, far more at home, and I believe a lot of women are domesticated like that. Like one of my friend, Palavi Joshi, remember the lawyer we had on the show? She put something on the Facebook last week, which was amazing. She's like, now I just want to be free. I just want to give up on the house to be an excellent mom, excellent household keeper, excellent lawyer, excellent woman. She said, I want to give all that up. I just want to leave. You see, because women generally, we don't leave as such. So you might say, but you got to be careful as well that you don't promote divorces. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on if you're talking to a group of people in the closet, but when you have 18 million and you put that out, you need to be very, very careful what you're putting out because you could be wrong. And in this case, I think you're wrong because women are generally beautiful. They made the image of God. They made absolutely beautiful and they bring beauty to people's lives. They said
Mm.
there's a party and the women are not there, there's no party. There's nothing even, there's nothing in existence without women. This whole world is gone without women. So they bring the beauty to every person's life. So you can't say, I don't even know what she's talking about. But ID, you got all these weird people. Don't know where you get.
Very controversial. So there is, we all come across people from different walks of life, and this is just an interview that I saw. I usually follow her program when she is interviewing someone I like. So I will follow when I see someone I know already and I like their opinion. So I will listen to it. What happened is that that day it just didn't come across like it was any. There's no truth to that, or there is just, this is just my opinion, because I respect her opinion, but I also have an opinion, and I don't like her to propose something but not back it up by science and back it up by really like evidence and facts and
Oh,
data. it's
yeah.
not it's not right.
Mm. It's not right. And I don't know how many women she's saying and
Yeah.
which demographic of women that she's saying and that she's saying that. But that thank you, Heidi, for putting out your truth,
Yeah.
and you always do that. And I love that. I like it straight away. I was sleeping, I'm like, no, this is too good because that reconcile with me. I agree that men and women are made in the image of God and it made them all beautiful. So circumstances that is bitter doesn't make anybody beautiful, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yes.
doesn't make any beauty. But if you want to put in a context of narrow it down to a particular angle of being now freedom, or I don't want to say that because that's not our topic. It's because if I want to say it, I need to back it up very well so I don't get. People don't tell me and say, Temi said we should divorce and be more beautiful. I did not say that. Let's go on a break and we'll be back. Welcome back on the show. We're just taking a tate just before, but however, we've got our topic today, which I really hope we'll be able to do justice to. Again, this is mostly our own beliefs, is coming out of our own opinion and our own beliefs. Because really, what works for A might not work for B, and also depend on which angle you're looking at it. So, this issue came up recently that do you believe in trial marriage and is it an ideal thing? Mine, I have a friend that actually said to the daughter to do this. She said she really, really believe in trial marriage, and she said it's good to try before you buy. So I'm like, I said to her, I don't window shop. I only go to the market to buy. And sometimes it doesn't fit me. I buy it. I will find somebody who it will fit, even if it doesn't fit me. I guess my weight is not even my weight is not even, giving me the opportunity because the place will be hot. I'm a very hot, I get hot easily. We went one day to the Myers to go and buy clothes. You see how I was stressed. I just
Yes.
want I just want to get out. I don't try clothes on. So I don't believe in window shopping. If I need to get something, I go to the market, buy it, and I'm out of it.
Mm.
So, and I said, but that is my own opinion. Let's share it out and see. Uh, do
Mm.
you believe in it? I do you believe in trial?
Tell me, well, what people, um, couples now, girlfriend, boyfriend now, they will be living with each other way before they get married, due to like financial issues, due to they actually want to make sure that this is the partner they want to spend their life with. Some people get married after they have children. It's not something that is away from our horizon, and it's not some like it this is a point of discussion. This is seen every day everywhere now. It's in the world. you know People are getting married way after, like back, 3, 4 decades or 5 decades ago. It's not the same way now, and people want to try before they buy, and it's a lot easier. I'll tell you why people do that, Temi. For a simple reason. Look at the divorce rate now and the divorce rate, 30, 40 years ago.
True.
Before COVID, it was about 35% of divorces before COVID. After COVID till now, it's 55%.
5. Mm.
55. There is more people getting divorced than people staying married.
Mhm.
So buying before you buy, trying before you buy is gonna save everyone from that divorce.
Wow.
Do you want to go through that, or do you want to go through a divorce? Now that's a question. What is better?
Wow. I heard what you said, especially financially, to be together um before they marry financially. You know, and also some people marry or some people have one or two children before they get married because they can't afford it at the time and they really wanted to do something and to marry each other, and so they go ahead and start, you know procreating, and then they get married eventually. But
Mm.
my fear is, what if, I mean, in saying this, I'm trying to catch myself. What if you go through all that and then especially the boy dumps you and, just leave you there? I'm thinking, oh, it's really hard. It's really hard. If you're dumb, you might say, ID, you might say, what if you marry 10 years after and they dump you anyway? But if you're not married to this person and you stay with the person for a year or two, and you've been used and abused, and then somebody else that wants to marry you get to know that you've lived in with um a boy for a year or two, do you think you're still gonna be very valuable? That's a
Well, obviously not, because you are not going to be regarded like, a
period.
person who's never had a boyfriend, who's never moved out, who's never, lived with a man. It's obviously there is pros and cons to each situation, Timmy.
Mhm,
It's not just one thing or the other. There is all the colors in between.
mhm,
But the thing is, which is very important, what is in my priority?
mhm.
What do I value more? Do I value my reputation or do I value my curiosity?
Ah. Curiosity. All
Because
right.
why are they together? They're together to try things out, to be curious about each other, right? Or is
Mm,
it because of something else?
no, just to familiarize them. Well, who knows? I hmm, let's go on a quick break, and my head is spinning right now. Welcome on the show. We're talking about I try a marriage, if it's ideal, if it's not ideal. It's really hard because, to tell you the truth, I'm trying to find um clarity. I'm trying to find clarity in this, and like you saying that this is it. This is what is happening right now. And is it right? Is it not right? If I don't want to place it on the Bible, which, that's my own value, but I'm thinking about everybody else that'll be watching this, that will be atheist, that will be non-religious or whatever. So people want to know, which is just a discussion. What do we stand to lose by doing this? Bible, of course, condemned totally immorality. It's immorality. Your body is the temple of the Most High God. But I'm thinking, if you stay together, can you stay and abstain? Like, we're going to abstain. We're just going to stay together. So see me when I wake up in the morning, with my dribbling. See me how I handle my house, the house, whatever you want to see. But we're going to abstain. Maybe.
Good luck.
Maybe that's a thing. Then I'm thinking, how long do you want to stay together before the marriage? So, I've got that question. Are you talking about abstinence? And are you putting a limit on how long? Because sometimes you give somebody an inch, they take a yard. So the man might say, oh, I'm just happy the way we are. Let's just keep it at that. Is that really what you want? Also, I'm thinking also, is it possible to do something from where we come from? There's something called introduction. Something called dowry. So when you pay the dowry, you pay money to say, it's not like a lot of money. So it's just a symbolic to say, I'm bringing wine or whatever to take your daughter. So if you do that, maybe then you can leave, but you haven't done the real wedding, ceremonial wedding. You haven't done that. So either way, you're sleeping with the person, and God help you that it doesn't dump you or you don't dump the person. But I'm putting all these parameter in place to see, will that work if we put a limit on it? Do you think that's a thing?
Well, look, you know what? Each to their own, Temi. How do we even put limits on that? How do you tell a hormonal girl and boy in their teenage life, please don't have sex? How do you say that?
Hmm.
You know, as much as it's painful to talk about it this way, but the reality is that, you know, it is a thing. Kids as young as 13, 14 are having sex everywhere in the streets, in the backyards, at the back of cars, you know, in parties, at people's homes.
Wow.
And girls as young as 16 and 17, they're getting pregnant. So how do you tell kids like that, oh, please abstain, and please don't do that, and please look after yourself and honor your body? How do you tell them this? Again, I'm going to say what I always say, it starts from the parents. I'm sorry. This is a parent's job.
Mhm.
This is a school's job. This is this is all the educators' job. This is the church's job, Temi.
Mhm.
Pastor Temi, this is a church's job.
Mhm.
Okay? The church is the place, is the mother that is holding her children together. And the church needs to educate these little kids what is happening and what is happening in their bodies and why do they feel like they've got hormones up and down all the day long. What is happening with them, and for them to go and to listen to that and not to listen to the words of reasoning and to the words of wisdom, you know, they're gonna carry consequences. Last year, actually this year, Anna had one girl leave school because she had her baby in year
Oh,
12.
oh wow.
She had a boyfriend, and she just got pregnant, and then she left school. Obviously, it's because she's going to be having a baby. She came to school all the way through her
Wow.
till her ninth month.
Wow.
So a young girl with uniform on and pregnant,
Mm,
coming to school, attending school while she was pregnant.
wow.
You know how difficult that is? She's doing year 12.
Wow. Mm,
And I was telling Anna, how do you feel about this? And Anna said, isn't it better than going to have an abortion?
it is better. Mm,
And isn't it? Anna said, I really admire her courage
mm,
to come to school with a full tummy
mm.
and her baby kicking,
Ooh.
during class. And we're all, like looking at her thinking, we only have to worry about our studies and our marks. She has to worry about a baby, human being inside her.
Mm,
So, all of this is happening around us. We can't deny it. We can't put a blind eye on it.
mhm,
So, how do you tell these people to abstain? Is there a way that you can tell someone with actual, information,
mm,
real information of
mm,
how to control their hormones?
mm, mm.
How
You're
do you
right.
do
You're very right. Like at church, it will teach us. Oh, First Corinthians 6:18 says you should flee from every immorality. We teach all these things, but what you're saying and what I think we should be doing is to actually bring them together. Not when you're preaching, because when you're preaching, they might even be saying, they're probably on the Facebook even when you're preaching. They're probably mucking around where their friends are not listening to what you're saying and say,
that?
oh, I heard that, I heard them, don't worry. But when you bring them together and talk to them literally, let them know we've been there, done that, the consequences of this, the possibility of you dropping out of school, of the boy going, of you being a single mother at age 18. Are you ready for it? And all that. We need to do more as a community. We need to do more of that as a church, because really they will give you excuses, which I heard before this program, and I'm rethinking too. I'm actually rethinking of when they say, oh, we really, really know we want to marry, we know this is the guy for me, and we're trying to save money, and so we live together. And we plan we're going to do this maybe 3 years' time, 4 years' time. And I was like, 4 years is a long time. Why don't you stay in your parents' houses and save money in your parents' houses? And one of the girls said to me exactly what you said. Do you know how many of the girls are sleeping around with different men all over the places? Because I'm staying with my boyfriend now, does that make me worse than that person? Is it because you don't know? So we don't know that this person is sleeping and jumping everywhere. But we know that she's staying with her boyfriend that she wants to marry. And then
Mm.
we're condemning that. We're telling her, flee from every immorality. This is the bone of the contention. This is where the problem is.
Mm.
How do we educate them? One of the answers is what you just said. As a man, as a parent, or as parents, we need to work with our children, not to argue, not to fight, but to see reason and present our own reason as well. But one of the things I want to say also is the kids these days, they don't want you to talk to their boyfriend or their girlfriend. Do you know that? These are no, don't talk to him. Don't. It's not coming to you. And all that. The fear that we had with our parents, if they say they want to see your boyfriend, okay, mommy, okay, daddy, you have a boyfriend. You are big enough to get married now. Bring him home or bring her home.
Exactly.
But we can't say that now. So how do we also really, really teach these children?
Well,
This
that's
is
a really good point. Yes, that's a really good point. Temi, can I say that our children are sometimes not taught to be responsible? And that's the reason why they fall into pregnancies. That's the reason why they fall into, situations that they can't handle, and then we need to come in to fix the issue or the problem.
yeah.
They are not taught responsibility. They are not taught to truly be responsible for their own actions, truly to be responsible for their own deeds, truly to be responsible for taking the bin out. You know, I know mothers that say this, and I was totally stunned when I heard this from a mom. This lady, I went to serve this group of ladies, and this woman said to me that she has 5 children, I think, and then she's really proud that she doesn't let any of her 5 children do any house chores. She was telling me, she was showing off how good of a mother she is.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. Uh,
You know? And I'm thinking, really? Is this what you think a good mother is? Is this what you think the role of a good mother is? How? Why? Why? Who said that I have 5 children and I'm serving them like a servant,
mm,
and they are not doing, by the way, they're all adults.
wow.
They're not young kids anymore. They're all at uni and graduated.
What?
And she's having pride in telling everyone around her that I don't let any of my children do any house chores. I let them live like king and queens in our house. Why?
Mm,
Well, what kind of a lesson is she showing them? She's teaching them not to be responsible for anything. Exactly the same way that, these parents that, are showing their kids how to be responsible.
Mm.
So we need to teach our children so much of what does the consequences feel like and what does it look like from real data. This is why I tell all mothers, take your children to the homeless.
Mhm.
Let them go look at people that are drug addicts, that are jobless, that are in the street. Talk to them. Let your children see, talk, and listen to the story
Mhm.
of everyone. These people are amazing, beautiful people that were successful one day, that were amazing in their jobs and amazing in their lives one day. How come they ended up in the street? Why did they end up in the street?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
there is so much work for us as parents. And I believe that we haven't yet done our job.
Mhm.
But we are looking at our kids and pointing our fingers to them
Mhm.
and saying, you should do that, you should do that. Well, how come? You're coming when they are, in their teenage or in their adulthood, early adulthood life, and telling them they should have done that. Well, we haven't taught them that when they were 5.
We haven't taught them.
Yes.
Absolutely, we haven't taught them.
Yeah.
When they are exactly so, I went to Queensland a couple of months ago, and I was looking at my little baby. The mother was packing the lunch, was packing the library book and diary and all that. And I'm like, so what's she doing? What is she doing? And the mother said, oh, yeah, because I just do. I said, no, your the night before she needs to pack her diary, even if she's not making the lunch. Diary is just the book. She read it and she dumped it somewhere, and the mom is looking everywhere, to why. So I sat down, I created a timetable. Sunday night, after your dinner, before you go, you have your bath and go to shower, is the library book. The library book goes into your school bag, and in the morning your mother doesn't need to look for it. I actually went on and typed it on the computer, printed it out, posted it on the, like 2 3 months ago when I was in Queensland. That was my job. Your mother is not looking for your diary again ever after
Yes.
that. And she can fill her water bottle as well with butter, with water. Only the lunch the mother makes until maybe 6. Even now she can make lunch. What do you mean? She's very intelligent. This girl is very smart.
She is.
You know her. She will
Yes.
do any of these things. So it's a matter of put it on the wall. She goes there and she does it. I you've just said something that is very, very important now. Not teaching your children, it's not about yelling and about crying everywhere. It's about giving responsibility. Help them, by typing it out, put it on the wall, explain it to them, not just say, go do it or I'll beat you or all those nonsense. You do your part and let these kids continue to do their part forever and ever, not just one day. So now you're freeing yourself. You know what we say? Women are happier when they divorce. They're not happy because they have all these problems they put on their heads in the relationship. And
Yeah.
this type of problem can even cause divorce too, because you get grumpy, you get da da da, and then you're out. And when you're out, you think you're happy, you know. So I'm happy that you talk about the responsibility, but I've got a story. I'm going to go on a quick break. When I come back, I will share this story. A
Yeah.
bit pathetic, but I'll be back. Welcome back on the show. We're still talking about, do you believe in trial marriage, and if indeed it's ideal. We haven't reached anywhere. We're still talking and still dissecting it, but there's no conclusion as yet. But I was talking to a lady the other day, and she was telling me how a little boy was traumatized It was a very, very bad scenario that the boy got into. Like some people threatened him, and it was very nasty. I don't want to say the whole story. But so this boy became really depressed because of these continuous threats and all that. At the end of the day, the boy needed to just get out of his whole environment, just to gonna move away. And the only place he could move to was to move with a girl. And they were there for over a year together in a house with a girl. The boy discovered that this boy was really overbearing as well. Of course, she's only a little girl. And they all both little, as in little. Okay. And then the boy discovered that he's got a long way to go in life, and this is even too much. I'm coming from my place with pressure and trauma, and I'm getting to this one. It's not even better. Run away. So I'm thinking, so I had a conversation with the mother. If she had seen help, if I were have been in alive before then, I would have been able to give my own wisdom or get help for her. That's not the the solution to this problem. For him to run away and to run to a girl and literally staying with a girl like a married man and married woman, they're little kids. Again,
Mm.
even more traumatized now. Has he gotten anywhere with this? And all these things that we're putting in their head, it kept accumulating, accumulating, accumulating. So I believe that this boy now even needs help, because at the end of the day, they turn to 40, 50. You don't know why they're playing up the way they're playing up. Where have they been? Because they've been thrown and thrown and thrown into this. So again, it will be our parents to seek help. Find a confidant, someone. If you don't have any family member that you can trust, find help in professionally. Do you know what I mean? You need to find someone that you can talk to and say, my daughter wants to do this. What can I do? I'm helpless. What can I do? What some parents, they could even move, relocate themselves and say, don't worry, we will relocate from the whole Melbourne, because I want my son to be sane because of these people around here and how he's been treated. And it was a nasty thing. I don't want to share it on national, on the TV or whatever, but I understand that it was a nasty thing. It was enough for the parents to actually relocate, but they can't relocate because they haven't got the money or something. But there's
Mm.
always a help. You will always get help, rather than throw your son, not throw, but the boy went into another lion's den. Terrible scenario. So these are the things I want to push forward for women, for parents. If you're a single mother, seek help. Don't think the whole world is against you because something happened to you, then nobody cares about you anymore. No, there will always be someone that cares about you. And I'll always also say, go to church, go to your mosque, find someone. They're not all bad there. One person will be there that is good, that can literally help you if you open up to them. So train your children the way they will go. When they grow up, they will not depart from it. All being said, will I allow my daughter to stay with a man? I'm really not going to, because I don't trust this sort of relationship. I don't. If you are not big enough to get married, if you don't have enough money to get married, then just stay. They won't sleep around either, because I will train them, I will teach them, I will support them, and I will show them the way of the Lord as well. Don't wait. If the guy can stay in the father's house, mother's house, squat somewhere with the auntie or uncle or a friend, put your money together. I need to get some cows before you go to somebody's house, because if you stay with someone for a year, What else do they want? Why would they want to bring cow anymore? We don't get cow, by the way. I'm just joking. Why would they want to come to your house to ask for a beautiful butterfly when you're already staying in their houses?
Yeah.
And I say in our time is probably still better than now. Now the kids are more careless. They don't appreciate anything anymore, not even human being. They don't appreciate human beings, their girlfriend or whatever. They treat their girlfriends as if they're treating their boyfriend. In our time, girls are treated like butterfly. They're treated like angel, like flowers. These days, these boys don't get it. I'm sorry to say they don't get it. And if you say that, they would think you're asking too much, you're hyping the girls too much, they're not special. No, they're special. They're very special. That is why it was not good for you to be alone. You're not good by yourself. You need this special being. So treat them as such. So I don't think I will allow it uh, at all, because I don't want my daughter to be defiled, used and dumb, and then staying with somebody for a year, Heidi, sleeping with them every day for a year. That's like, what else? Like every day sleeping with somebody, you're done. You're married to that person. So if the person turn around and say they don't want you, you're divorced.
Yes. And you're
So
divorced anyway. Temi, I just want to ask you a question around that. You said you will not let your daughter do that.
mm-mm.
What authority do you have over your daughter?
Good question. She won't do it anyway because now she knows, already ingrained, already ingrained this in the heart. She will not do it because she pride herself. She knows who she is. She knows she's very, very special. So you can't be touching everywhere when you haven't even paid. I'm sorry, not paid. I'm just joking around now. But
Yes.
seriously, you need to, it has to be special till the day that he actually says, now I own you. If you already seen it beforehand, what else am I, what's the pride? That's the reason. But I'm not going to dictate for my girls anymore. I mean, my baby is 27 years old, but the thing is, they know. I was walking around with Tony one time at the park, and one boy just touched Tony and said, "Hello, Tony just gave you back bang." I said,
Oh,
"I'm serious. How dare you touch me?" I looked around and I said, "That's my baby." That is Tony, not Midi, Tony. She said, "How dare,
wow.
yeah, how dare you touch me?" And I said, "Oh, good, are you? Yeah, let's go. Next time you don't do that. You don't just touch. You can speak and say hello. Don't touch." Well, she didn't give you the permission to touch. That was Tony. Not to talk of PD, who is even a princess. Uh, Twice a princess, too much. But no, they won't. I don't need to teach them now. They won't because they know they're very special. And they know that their father will probably be bringing a gun, you know. But would you? Don't answer the question. Let's go on a quick break. I'll be back. Welcome back on the show. I don't know if there's a question on YouTube or on Facebook or something, but we're talking about, do you believe in trial marriage? And is it ideal? Do you window shop? Do you do trial test before you buy? All sort of things. And I've just been saying, I don't think I will do it. I will not do it. I mean, even with my religion anyway, as well, it does not sit well when when the Bible says each of you must have self-control. And Heidi just said, when you put like people that hormone are running through their body, will they have self-control? we talked about abstainment, and that's probably not gonna happen as well. So this staying together, how far, how long? I don't know. I don't know. But for me, I really don't think I would. But the question is, Heidi, would you if they give you excuses?
Look, I try to think that I have some sort of an influence over my daughters. However, in so many different ways, I've been proven wrong.
Me
Okay,
too. Me
that
too.
yes, that um, it's not that I have an influence over them. It's what I teach them outside the situation is having an influence at that point of time of trial.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I believe, because in so many different ways I've been like, for example, Anna likes Harry Styles. Harry Styles is apparently a singer who is really, really famous, and she's crazy about him, and she wants to go to his concert. She paid like during COVID, she paid for the concert, and then the concert got canceled, and she got her money back, and then now he's coming again in February, so she paid even double the money to go to that concert now, and she's so determined to, and I'm thinking she is working hard, saving money to be able to afford to go to a concert like that. And
Yeah.
because I give her the rules, the boundaries around going to a concert like this, I said, you're not allowed to go on your own. You need to bring with you your sister and a cousin, a male cousin. And so she ended up paying for the male cousin because he doesn't want to go. He's going to, for security reasons. He doesn't want to go. So she asked him if he can come and she can pay for his, ticket. So what happened is that, she said to me, I'm going to go to the concert. I'm going to be 18 and I want to go to that concert.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, well, she's right. And
She's
there is
okay.
nothing wrong in what she's saying. She wants to attend a concert. She's paying for the ticket. I'm not paying.
Mhm.
She's also done all the prerequisites for it to happen. Her sister is going, her sister is paying for herself. I said, you need a male cousin, an older male cousin. All her cousins are a lot older, they're in the late 20s. So she's going to take a male cousin with them and they're going to go together, the three of them. So she ticked all the boxes. Now, can I say no? No. I gave her the prerequisites. She's crossed them. She's done them, and then now she's gonna go to the concert. Look, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, she's going to be around. And by the way, they booked tickets right at the front um, where there
Yeah.
is like like all the
The
problems
start.
happen. All the crazy stuff happen.
Like,
And what can I say to that? So I'm letting her go through that experience, but there is always boundaries. Temi, I read a beautiful book when the girls were very young, and it was called Boundaries for Kids, and it talked about how boundaries are so important.
yeah.
Now, boundaries are not just important for children; it's important for us adults. And when people lose their own boundary, then everything can cross over.
Mm-hmm.
If I have my own boundary, if I have my own values and I build my boundaries around them, nothing is going to come across that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have them clear and defined. Some people don't, and that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I am staying with a guy, like, well, it's different now, but I'm saying if my daughter, for example, decided that one day she's going to move out of home, she's going to be looking at her responsibility and what is she really allowed to do, what is she not allowed to do, to what extent. But she has been building up that for years.
Time. Yeah.
It's not just a thing like, hey, mom, I'm moving out.
Mm. True. That's true. That's true. Very true. But out of curiosity, who told you that Harry's scarf is bad? Why do you have this thing about, I don't get it, because that's Tony's superstar. We've got the poster all over. She's got all the merchandise. And by the way, I need to talk to Anna because Tony needs to get a ticket in February. Definitely. If they come and she's not there, we're in big trouble. These are like her mini god. So he needs to be there. And there's nothing wrong there, really. Well, why do you have phobia around that? That doesn't even, I don't even get
Okay,
that.
Temi, for a later discussion.
Yeah, you have a, you're really blessed with your kids because your exercise is too much. Like Harry scarf is nothing. Not that they're gonna kidnap them there, but anyway. So you're right in terms of they pull some boundaries, like the one you just said. Now I will go back and reflect on what was I asking for again. Does it even really make sense? Am I pushing it? At 18, these kids have some level of independence. You just said it that 13, 14-year-old kids are frivolous. So
Yeah,
we're very, very blessed to have 18 years, 28 years that are still home listening to us and having their values, similar to our value. They haven't really gone haywire.
yeah,
We're really, really grateful. The other thing I want to say here is, when you know better, you do better. Our time were tougher than the kids now. Let me talk as a woman. We were tough. These days, these girls and boys, they're not tough. If somebody breaks their heart alone, they could do it. You don't know what they're gonna do. They get really, really hurt very quickly. And that's why we've seen a number of people setting their boyfriend ablaze or setting their girlfriends ablaze, doing all crazy things. Some people drive their kids into the ditch. Some people drop their kids from the bridge because the girlfriend did something or something. They don't have the stamina to talk to take pains as such. That's why I'm saying just be very, very careful and know the consequence. And if you know the consequence, are you able to take it? And the issue, like you just said before, with the girl that was pregnant, then they have the baby, and then it comes to, does it really have to come to us? We need to be talking to, especially if you've done your due diligence. If you are the parents that have invested so much in your children, carry them along, talk to them, you share things together, then do you have to now bear the consequence of what you have not bargained for? No, I wouldn't. God forbid. I will not. I would rather have you and your husband and your children. I'll come there for a week and off I go on the cruise with my husband. But to say you're gonna dump a child with me, with a father that is hopeless, and you allow that because you joined that hopelessness, I'm not gonna bear the consequence. I've done my own bit raising you up, and I will raise a child. If the father and mother are together and they're busy or for some reason, I can take it. But the father's method away, and the father's family don't even recognize your child,
mm,
they don't even know, they don't even care about your child. How come I'm the one that is going to take it? I wouldn't. You have to go now and live like an adult and raise your child like an adult, because it's only the adult that bears children. Children don't bear children. So you decided to have a child, then you need to live by it. If I have something, if you need my help in terms of here and there, I can help, but I'm not going to take responsibility for a child that we have not bargained for.
mm,
That is a lot of parents. I see them, they're like, oh, I've got no choice now. I got to take the baby. Why? It's okay. I went to school when I was almost 50. Or, so the girl can still go back to school after the child is being raised. It's okay. You need to teach your other peers lessons. That if you don't listen to your parents, you don't listen to your guardians, you don't listen to anybody you want a baby, then You live with the baby, and your peers will see how it is to raise babies. If they want to do what you've done to, so be it. But seriously, it's a very hardcore. And I think if you must do it, make sure the boy's family, if he has one, and he better have one, because if he doesn't, that's a problem. If the boy doesn't have any family, that's a big, big problem. So he better has one. So if he's got family, your family and the boy's family, idea, I always say they should come back to, they should come together and reach a concrete agreement on these two want to stay together. They said they want to marry, some sort of arrangement, but where both parties are aware of it. So no one is melting away and running away. You,
Hmm.
you join together in holy matrimony by
Yes.
fire by fire, you know. So I said to do that, but for a child to be staying with a child, and I I I feel sorry for the parents. I don't think it's right because they're gonna be hurt. Is my problem. They're gonna be hurt if they both kids. They're gonna be hurt. And as a mother or as a father, you need to be there for your children so they're not hurt. That is where I'm coming from because you're gonna be broken. This boy is only 19 or 20. It's only little.
Hmm.
Why can't he travel to anywhere in the world and go to Namibia or Egypt and find a wife there that you think this is my soulmate? I'm sorry, I've got this girl, you know, in Mutumba. That's not who I want. And then you become a second hand. So you gotta be
Yeah.
very, very, very careful. This butterfly that is running through your tummy might not be the ideal butterfly. It could just be a transient butterfly that was just going on his journey. So let it go in peace. I do. That's
Yeah.
just my own little wisdom. If you must do it, then don't be too arrogant to say, Mom, you're not talking to my boyfriend, or they're not coming here. If you want to do that, I will write you a letter. I understand I'm not allowed to talk to your boyfriend and the family, but you decide to do this, best of luck. I wish you only the best. But please, I'm not. So, whatever you want to do, do it. I don't care. I've done my bit. I really. So we need to be speaking to ourselves as parents. Don't take it, then you don't let them feel anything. And everybody thinks it's easy and that's the way it's supposed to be. No, for me personally, I'm saying no.
Hmm.
I
You know,
respect.
Temi, yeah, a very important point that just came to me when you were talking before, which is, very true. What we feel when we are in love in the beginning, that is not love, that's called attachment.
Mm, infatuation.
Yes, so attachment, infatuation is all about um, some addiction hormone happening, coming in our bodies. And that addiction hormone is very well fed in the presence of the supplier of the the hormone.
Mhm,
So what happens is that what we think is love is actually just attachment. And that attachment is for the chemical reaction that is happening, is just happening right now inside my body. And it's not love.
mhm,
That is not love. So we can talk about love and what we think is love later in a different show, because that is so important. So
mhm.
what I tell my kids all the time when they come home and tell me, oh mom, I have a crush on this boy or this, whatever, I go, great, exactly, tell me what is it that you have a crush on, because I taught them to identify the reasons
Why
and the
they feel
different
the way they
characteristics and the parameters in that person. It's
feel.
not, they are not in love, or they're not in like having a crush over the whole person. There is an aspect about that person
Mm.
that they love the most,
True.
but it's not them.
It's true. It's true. You might like the swagger, you might like the charisma, but it's not them. You don't even
Yes.
know them yet.
You know what, Temi? Let's do that. Let's talk about that next week, please. This is so important.
Next week is your show, by the way. So
Okay, there you go.
we're talking about love and what it is and how you feel it to distinguish the love from infatuation.
Great.
But yeah, we know that these things are possible. Sometimes you cannot totally curtail your children, but you put a boundary and parameter there. Let them know what the consequences are and let them deal with the consequences, not you dealing with it. But anyway, let us know what you think, what the benefits are for you if you do it or if you don't. But until then, we see you again next week. Bye
Thank you.
for
Good
now.
night. Bye bye.